been the kid at the desk with all the stuff in it?
Yeah. Oh, candy.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is, this building. Every time I come in here, I start coughing and
It's air.
I don't know, yeah,
It's
something.
Stale air. This room's closed all the time.
And I never know if it's gonna be cold or hot.
All right, everybody. We have reached 30 after the hour, so we're going to go ahead and kick off this evening's council meeting. If we could all rise for Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening to the members of public that are here in person, as well as those that are tuning online via Facebook. We, prior to this council meeting, had a productive public hearing on our proposed 2024-2025 budget. Thank you to those that have participated in that session. Now we're here for the council agenda, and you'll see the agenda in the room and the printout, as well as council in front of you in your packets. With that being said, I'd like to have Katie please call roll.
Schumate.
Here.
Cox.
Here.
Cosmore.
Here.
McNabb.
Here.
Mulner.
Here.
Valentine.
Here.
Wood. Here.
Great. No absent members this evening, so no excuses required. Council, this evening, I'd like you to take a look at the agenda in front of you and be looking for a motion to approve this evening's agenda.
Motion to approve this evening's agenda.
Motion by Wood. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by McNabb. Council, any discussion on agenda? Katie, please call roll.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulner.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Well, now it turns to our public comment session. We have public comment, obviously, on the front end, and then we have another public comment window towards the closing of our meeting. But we have three special items this evening. We have Chief Charters, Steve. We have our Superintendent, Amy, here from Gibraltar School District, and we have Destination Downriver. We're going to go in that order. So at this time, I'd like to invite Chief Charters and Steve up to the podium. Steve, if you could just state your name and address, and make sure that green light is on the mic, and then the floor is yours.
Thank you. My name is Steve Falwell. I'm at 30251 Worth Street. The reason I'm here today is a few reasons. Number one is to bring this gorgeous check here to the city of Gibraltar and to the Gibraltar Police Department. But also, I'm here to thank the members of this community and the fishing community for coming together to make this check possible for the people here today. We utilize the community of fishermen in Gibraltar and around the entire downriver area. We actually had some people coming from farther than I would have expected to participate in this fun event. And everybody loves the town that hasn't been here. They couldn't believe what Gibraltar is and how gorgeous it is, and to be part of this event was really special for everybody. So I thank everyone involved, and I'm glad to present this check. This check that I brought here is a culmination of a lot of local businesses in addition to the fishermen themselves. A lot of businesses stepped up today. If you haven't seen their names, there's too many to list. We had probably 65 plus local businesses that donated things, their time, their money, their resources, their goods from their places to help fund what we have here today. I have not told anyone what is on this check yet. It has been a surprise to everyone. I know the chief's been waiting. I know the mayor has been waiting, and everybody else in here, but I've saved it as a surprise. For those of you that have followed along in our tournament for the last few years, we fundraised $26,000 the last 3 years, and last year was our biggest year with just over $11,000. I set a goal to try to reach that $11,000 again this year, and we were really close, so I'm really pleased with where we got to anyway. So without further ado, the check still hidden here for everybody to see. We have $17,264 for the city of Gibraltar and the Gibraltar Police Department.
Can you make sure to get a photo, please, with Chief and Steve?
Thank you so much.
I don't have my camera.
I just want to let the public know that when Steve called, we decided to donate this to the Police and Fire Fitness Museum, which is our gym. It's in well need of some upgrades, and we're going to get it upgraded with some new equipment, and both police, fire, and it's open to any of our city employees too. So.
job, Steve-O.
Steve, I just want to, I'm sure I speak with many minds present here this evening that just are so incredibly grateful for what you and your team did to not only contribute to Chief and the city of Gibraltar, but to rally the community around the values that we stand for. Absolutely excellent event, reflective of your incredible organization and community engagement and beyond community engagement. And for you to show up with a check of over $17,000 for this chief is absolutely incredible. Just thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
We're very lucky to have members like you in our community. I appreciate it a lot. Any comments, questions before we move on to the next topic? Great. Next topic is going to be our Gibraltar School District Superintendent, Amy. If you could state your name and address, and we'll let you have the floor.
All right. Well, my address is Gibraltar School District, so woohoo. And Steve, one of our fabulous teachers, so I love to see the community give back and all the great things that we do here in Gibraltar. The reason I'm here is I wanted to start coming and giving some updates every once in a while what we're doing. And so one of the big things that Chief and I have been working on is the Michigan State Police grant to get about $183,000 over the next 3 years to help supplement SRO Trush. So we've been, they're highly competitive grants. We worked really hard on it, and it took much longer than we thought. Michigan State Police is very really has strong things that they want, and they kept sending it back and asking for different things with the grant, but we finally got it. So we're really excited about that. So that will help us as we supplement Officer Trush for the next 3 years. So I just want to say an amazing chief who've done a really good job. But just to talk about both Seifert and Trush. So we have in Gibraltar, Shoemake, Carlson, and Parsons, which is roughly 2,300 students. So we have 2 SROs that help with that. Obviously, if there was ever a need within the other buildings too that are in, we have 5 municipalities that we are part of, but they really help. They go above and beyond. And I wanted to share that with you. They offer students help and support. They work with our staff. They're building a community within the schools. They're in the lunchrooms. They're doing home visits. They just, the other day, an administrator and Officer Seifert went and did a home visit. That is happening quite often, just to try to build that school community connection. We are better for it, and I just want to thank you all for your support. It's so needed. Our students, you know, some students struggle, and this is just a great way to build it, and our community. So they've actually are helping, stepping up, and it's just really great to see. So I want to thank you for that support. Also, I wanted to give you an update because there's other grants that we keep applying for too. So with safety and security, we do have a radio project that we just finished. The tornado did take our repeater. As you know, the tornado took a lot of things from us, but so we have new radios in Carlson, Shoemake, and the bus garage, and a new repeater that's actually bigger and stronger. That will help us if we need to do any kind of communications and not being able to use cell phones or landlines, which is really important for our police and fire. We have a safety film that we've been putting on the outside of our buildings and in select areas. The bond is going to cover the inside. That just helps reinforce if something was to try to go through the windows, and so that's been very helpful. We have emergency flip charts now for every building, so every classroom has flip charts that say where to go in case of tornadoes, fire, lockdowns, things like that. We have a district EOP now, and those EOPs, which are I assume the city has them too, emergency operating procedures. Our buildings have them. We also have now flip charts that also go with those as well, that help anybody new to the buildings, like a substitute teacher. We're doing de-escalation training in August for our bus drivers, our bus aides, our secretaries, and our administrators. So kind of that first line of sometimes people might be a little upset about something and how to help with de-escalation. We also have our the Lockout Boot company, which has the placards. So if you go into our buildings right now, you're going to see different colored placards above every single door. There's mapping that goes with that. So we have mapping. We're going to have acrylic signs in every classroom. If you know how classrooms used to be, there'd be the little chart, they'd sit there, somebody would take it, we'd lose it. We actually are having acrylic put in there so students and staff can look immediately and know where's the safest route to go. So we have a lot of things going on. We also added some more secure things within our vestibules and to help our secretaries. So if they need to perform any kind of lock-in or lock-out procedures, we have additional things that we have added to that. So again, I want to thank the community because between our grants and between the bond, we're really able to add a lot into that. Speaking of bond, I just want to give you a small update. The funds started coming in March, so it took a little bit. But we have started having meetings about the tennis courts rebuilds. The tennis courts were over 20 some years old. They only have a shelf life for so long with big cracks. So we will be rebuilding those, a concession stand and bathrooms. So if you probably remember from the bond a way long time ago, that was the original goal, was to put in a concession stand in a bathroom over by the baseball and tennis courts. Unfortunately, it got too expensive. They couldn't find a water line, a sewage line, but that was in the bond this time. So we are able to do that. The placement yet, we're still doing surveying to find the most reasonable place to put that. And so that is right now projected to happen in spring of '25. So right now we're in the planning phases. If you see surveyors out there, that is why. They're just trying to find the best place. Basketball court's going to stay. We just talked about that, and doing other improvements in that area. Hunter is the next place. So Hunter Elementary it's on a very small piece of land, and we're having some massive drop-off pickup issues. The subdivision behind us there at Hunter has requested help as well. So we're going to reconfigure that parking lot and do some additions on there. That also is projected for spring of '25. Shoemate and Carlson and our auditorium, we're going to be roofing projects. So you will also see in early fall, you'll see us working on roofing projects for that, as we have, as you know, sometimes you've probably been in the buildings, there's been some leaky roofs. So we're going to start with that and then continue to bid out our roofs. Mechanical, so our mechanicals at Shoemate and the pool pumps and all of those are also going out for bid this summer. So we're starting to get going. I'm going to come back soon and give another update so you can know where all our progress is. And lastly, June 7th at 6:30. is our Carlson graduation at Marauder Stadium. So you're all welcome to come and attend, and we're really excited to see our seniors off. And one last thing, I was at our DCTC Awards, and 3 out of the 4 students won the UAW scholarship. And so that was for $1,000, and they start August 5th. And I was really excited that 3 of our students won those scholarships. So that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
Amy, I just want to say, as superintendent of Gibraltar School District, we should all be very grateful to have you doing what you're doing. And I know it takes an army, so hats off to your army for supporting
Army, it's everybody, right?
path. I think that the foundation of a good community is a great school system and the younger generation that's curated in it. And so just thank you for all that you're doing. Thanks for coming and giving an update. We're just grateful for the open communication and collaboration, and we're all in.
Absolutely, great. All right, thank you.
Amy, I'd like to say Ken May has been great, too.
Yes.
They hired a security specialist, I guess. I'm not sure his exact title, but he is behind the scenes on a lot of these projects. He's a former police officer, and he's communicating with us. And these projects are amazing, and keeping the children safe. And the boot system and the placards are amazing when you have to respond to something. So we appreciate the safety there.
Yeah, and I will say the boot system, they're going to start installing that this summer. So the boot system is security for each door within the building, and then once it's removed, there's lights, there's notifications, and everything like that. And yes, Ken May has been fabulous to have in that role too. And again, communication with our local police departments, he's been very good with that too as well.
It's also a Michigan-based company, so that's good stuff, too.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Can we get a round for our superintendent, please?
Thank you.
Thank you again, Amy. Any questions or comments regarding the last topic? All right, the third topic on the planned public commentary is Destination Downriver. So I ask those representatives to approach the mic. If you could just for the record state your name and address, and then the floor is yours.
Good evening. I'm Sue Trussell, Destination Downriver Co-Chair. I live in Brownstown, 24443 Curtis Drive.
And I'm Ron Hendricks, President of the Southern Wayne County Regional Chamber of Commerce. And I'll say we're located in Taylor, 20904 North Line.
Good evening. Thank you again for inviting us to be here. We just wanted to give you a little more information about Destination Downriver, and if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. So a little history. Destination Downriver started in 2018 with like-minded individuals getting together to brand the Downriver region. We all saw a need to work as a group and to brand the region outside of Downriver. So got together and found the need. We got a small grant from the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation to do some marketing. And Dorothy was part of that at the beginning. We appreciate your help. So we have a logo and had a logo and a marketing plan. That money went very quickly, for sure. That doesn't go very far. So we decided to bring on partners, and we have 9 communities of the 18 Downriver communities that have joined us financially to support us. We also have a partnership with Under the Radar Michigan, if you know the PBS television show, which has really put us on the map to have a partnership with them. We do podcasts with them. We do have monthly podcasts at the Taylor Media Center, which has been great. For us, we do all kinds of different topics, which Rob was part of one of them, right? For boating, recreation in the area. We do them on restaurants. We do them on public safety, anything that we feel that would enhance the Downriver region. So those are very helpful. The Under the Radar, I'm going to get back to that, Under the Radar partnership. We, each year, is this our 3rd year doing it? We get a show on PBS television, which is broadcast not just in Michigan, but in Canada and a few other, Texas and Ohio. So we have a specific show just about Downriver. It's actually the one this year is going to air this Thursday at 8:30 on PBS, and we're so excited about it. And through Destination Downriver, we're able to give them ideas about they're the ultimate decision maker, but we definitely have input into what businesses are going to be on that show, or what areas or what people are going to be on the show. So that's been huge for us. We do Facebook Live and many other avenues. So any way we can promote the Downriver region. So, and what we're asking for today, just give you a little more information. Each community that we have supports us financially. It's $5,000 a year. Some of them finance it through their DDAs or their communities, whatever works for them. But it's a small budget. We're all volunteers here. We have one paying employee that helps us with our marketing, somebody who's been in marketing for a really long time. So that's been really helpful to us. But like I said, the communities support us, and it's been great for the Downriver region. I think Ron can talk about this. Being from Downriver, you know how everybody works together. The Downriver Community Conference, the police, the fire. I think that's really important, and this is just another avenue to promote the Downriver region. So,
And I'll just add a couple of things. Obviously, as Mayor Schumann knows, and we talked with Jim Perry of the DCC, and Downriver is a very close-knit community of 18 very unique, very different communities, but we're all united in a very special way. We have a great partnership with the Pure Michigan campaign and Travel Michigan, and they admit they don't know of any other region in Michigan that's like Downriver, where you can come and you actually have a unique region that's made up of 18 different, very different communities. So we have the Downriver Community Conference, we have the Southern Wayne County Chamber that represents the business community, and so it makes sense that we have a travel and tourism bureau and an organization that can attract talent and assist us with our economic development efforts and attract travel and tourism through Under the Radar Michigan and Pure Michigan and so forth. Prior to Destination Downriver, most people in the state of Michigan had no idea what Downriver was or where it was. If anybody knew what Downriver was, they thought of it as just an industrial smokestack area. Destination Downriver has dramatically changed the perception and the image of Downriver, not just throughout the state of Michigan, but throughout the Midwest and throughout even parts of Canada because of the partnership we have with Pure Michigan and Under the Radar Michigan. So this campaign, it's not an organization, it's actually the chamber services the financial fiduciary, as it doesn't have its own 501c3 yet, but this campaign has made a tremendous impact on the community, and it's going to continue to do so. So we're really hoping that all of the 18 Downriver communities will be supportive because we can't do this on our own. We need all 18 communities to be a part of it. John Dingle brought us all together way back when and created the Downriver Community Conference. All 18 communities supported that, and then Dearborn and Dearborn Heights came on board as well. So we have 20 communities in the DCC. So we need all 18 communities to come on board and support Destination Downriver, or else this is not going to happen. We don't have John Dingle here with us today, unfortunately, but we still have all of us. And so we can all come together and unite and make this happen and continue to make Downriver a very special destination, in the state of Michigan. So as Sue said, we've been going for now 3 years. And it's getting stronger and stronger. Our relationship with Under the Radar is phenomenal, and it will continue. Watch the show on PBS this Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. And we're doing a lot of other great things. We want to include Gibraltar in that. We were filming at Mariners Memorial Lighthouse in River Rouge the other day with Tom Dalton and the crew from Under the Radar, and we want to come here and film in Gibraltar too, because there's so many special places. Gibraltar is the Venice of Michigan, and it's just a beautiful place in our Downriver region. So long story short, we do hope that the city of Gibraltar will be able to join us, and be a part of the coalition of hopefully 18 communities soon. So thank you.
Really, really appreciate your time and all that you've done to date. I'm really proud to be sitting on DCC, and obviously you and I have had a chance to partner in different capacities.
Yeah.
I think advocating for Downriver and the incredible place that it is and the incredible place it will continue to be is critical. So I think I know you have my personal support, and obviously something that we can discuss on how we can best be involved and continue to support the efforts you're doing.
And I'll say one more thing, Mayor. Obviously, I don't get a whole lot of opportunity to speak before the city council, and I appreciate this opportunity. But as the president of our regional chamber of commerce, I just want to say thank you to the city of Gibraltar, because the city has been a member of the chamber for decades. So you're directly supporting our regional employers and our business community and our workforce, and making the benefits and the programs that we offer to our regional businesses possible. So I want to say thank you to you. Thank you. Of course, I say thank you to all of our municipalities, but thank you so much to the city of Gibraltar for your ongoing support.
Thank you so much. Council, any questions or comments? Well, we really appreciate you being here this evening.
Thank you.
Here's
Yep.
a little bit of information I can hand out to everybody, and then if you
That'd
have
be
any
fan-
questions, destinationdownriver.com, or you can go through the chamber's website.
That would be fantastic. We'll make sure council and applicable members of the public get all the information that you share, and look forward to being in touch on our collaboration. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. That closes the pre-planned topics in our public comment section. At this time, I'd like to open up to members of public for any public comments that you have to share with council this evening. When you step to the podium, please state your name and address.
Thanks for the time to talk to you. 29775 Point Drive, Dennis Bosmer. I just wanted to collectively thank, I'll go to the Planning Commission and thank them, but publicly thank the Planning Commission for stepping out and stepping up, enforcing our short-term rental ordinance in R1, which has always been 30 days or more. Glad to report that I have a great, fantastic new neighbor, and the house sold that was next door to me. Very grateful for that, and I got a great start to a new friendship, actually. So really grateful for that. Yeah, so that's all I really wanted to say. So keep up the great work. Keep Gibraltar proper. Thanks.
We really appreciate that. I just want to thank Chief and Council and Planning, all the collective parties that came together to take action on short-term rentals, enforce our language, and prohibit them in R1 at this time. So just thank you, Chief, to your department and all the work you've done to help enforce the language that Council set for direction. Any other public comment this evening? All right, well, that will close our public comment section. I'd like to turn our attention to the next item on the agenda, which is our consent agenda. You'll see items A, bills reference number 21A and number 21B. Item B, payroll number 892. Item C, city council minutes of 4/22/2024. And item D, Recreation Commission minutes of 5/7/2024. We'll be looking for a motion to approve consent agenda in items A through D.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Second by Cosmore. Council, any discussion on consent agenda? Great. Katie, please call roll.
Cosmore,
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar,
Yes.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Next item that you'll see on our agenda this evening, under communications, you'll see a letter regarding a liquor license update at 13200 Middle Gibraltar Road. Council, we'd be looking for a motion to receive and file this communication.
Motion to receive and file.
Motion by Cox. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Valentine. Council, any discussion on this item? Katie, please call roll.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar,
Yes.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
Great. That will close our communications this evening. It'll now be time for my report. Council and members of public in front of you, you'll see items A through G. I'd like to start with item A, which is administrative updates. Before I get to the first administrative update, I want to formally welcome our new city attorney. And if you could just state your name, maybe a little bit about yourself, I want to have our members of the community have a proper introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Very excited to be here, very excited to be a part of the Gibraltar community formally now. My name is Anthony Bologna. I've been an attorney for about 20 years now, representing municipalities. I have a few downriver clients and another municipality, just a neighboring one. So love being a part of the downriver area and happy to be a part of Gibraltar now.
We're very, very grateful to have you on board. I think we'll do great things together. With that being said, one of the administrative updates that I have for this evening is we've had discussions as a community around priority waste and specifically the recycling topic. Without going into all the detail that's been previously discussed publicly and with council, the simple synopsis is that we identified that what we were paying for to be recycled was uncovered to be going to a landfill, for which we've requested reimbursement from Priority Waste. After discussions with Priority Waste, as council, we took action to bring in legal counsel. Legal counsel took action in sending a formal invoice requesting said amount for reimbursement. I'm just here to say that our new city attorney has been involved in the situation, and we will have a meeting with the CEO and general counsel of Priority to be scheduled here in the coming weeks. My hope is that we can achieve resolution in regards to the ask that we've laid out, which I think is very straightforward and fair, but we'll obviously go on the path with our legal counsel's guidance. So just want to give an update for council and members of the community on that topic. Any questions? City Attorney, any commentary there that you'd like to add?
No commentary. Just hopefully we can come to resolution and move forward.
Agreed. It's important for our community to recognize too that I've spoken with our city personnel who have direct interface with Priority. Obviously, they're our current waste management partner. Two things to note: council did motion for the RFP to evaluate our services in waste management and recycling, so that's an ongoing effort. Number two is I've gotten feedback from our partners internally, our city hall personnel, in regards to their interface, that Priority seems to be very accountable in doing the job that they're designed to do and providing appropriate records for doing said job. So obviously we have an issue that we're trying to resolve in regards to what I just mentioned on recycling, but I just want to thank our city personnel who interface with them and our residents, and seemingly like things are on a path of accountability and good communication. And obviously the RFP process will determine our future when it comes to waste management and recycling. Second topic that's very important to the city of Gibraltar under my administrative updates is going to be our city administrator hiring process. We're very grateful. There's going to be two things that I want to cover here. One is we're very grateful for Vince. Vince will be staying on in a full-time capacity through the end of May. That's a slight increase compared to the original date of May 10th. We'll have an item later in my report this evening around the consulting agreement that we hope to trigger following the close of his full-time capacity. And if you recall, council, we already motioned for that, which was up to 10 hours under the consulting agreement to keep Vince on through the end of the year. What I'm here to tell you is I'm proud of council and the work done by the administration to post for the city administrator, to have a list of candidates that they considered, to have interviews performed, and obviously council arrived at unanimous support for Ryan as the future city administrator. Without going into all the immense detail behind this equation, I'm here to tell you this evening that Ryan will not be our next city administrator. Simply put, I want to say a couple things. One is we've been working very hard to solidify an employment agreement and the associated background checks. That process never came to completion. There were some breakdowns in communication. And really those breakdowns in communication all arrived to a discussion that I had with Ryan today, where Ryan has acknowledged that his concerns around finding housing in the city of Gibraltar, he's currently not in Gibraltar, he's in another area that is not close to Gibraltar, and his concerns around housing and the affordability of that housing options, the associated timing to secure housing, and family dynamics that he's navigating in context. Ryan will no longer be a candidate for our city administrator position. My headspace is that I'm glad we got closure. This process was a little more drawn out than I would have liked it to be in regards to securing that position after signaling unanimous support. But the beauty of any process is if we get closure, we can make informed decisions as opposed to entering a situation that probably wasn't going to be long-term sustainable. So with that being said, council, I'm here today to let you know that I had a candidate reach out for which council is previously familiar with today, expressing that they'd like to throw their name back in the hat. Out of respect for their current situation, I'm not here to disclose that name. I'll make sure that I bring that to the hiring committee. If you recall those members, Council Member Cosmore, Council Member Wood, Vince, I'd like to have council hopefully support that we have a discussion with that candidate this week and consider potentially having that candidate come for a public interview at our next council meeting. The next council meeting would be May 28th. Obviously with Memorial Day, it won't fall on that Monday. We've already motioned to reschedule that to the 28th. So the good news is I think we have a strong candidate for council to consider who put their name back in the hat for consideration. What I'd also like to say is council, I'm open to making sure that we're thorough in regards to revisiting this decision. So if council has other candidates that they think should be considered, let's make sure to feed those recommendations into the committee that was motioned to explore the recommendation and potentially consider interview of those other candidates on the 28th. Council, we could also consider reposting the position just to make sure that we cast another net. Now, obviously, we know what that last net got us, but if we want to do that in the interim, we can do that. So I guess what I'd be looking for, and I want to make sure I have formal council support here, is I'd be looking for a motion from council for the hiring committee to further explore additional candidates and come to council with a recommendation or interview by the 28th meeting, if we do have the ability to do that. But I want to open up for discussion before we get to any action.
I'd like to also consider a study session to where we can put some depth on this and really consider potentially some alternative ideas and maybe some outside the box thinking, and also the executive search firms that are out there, and maybe consider consulting one of those for this type of arrangement. I think there needs to be a little bit more time and effort put into this rather than, grabbing, maybe the only person that is, still standing, so to speak.
I think it's a great suggestion. I think right now rush has been our philosophy every step of the way. We're making a big decision here. Very grateful for the interim coverage that Vince has provided and will continue to provide, but I'm in absolute agreement with Councilmember Molnar.
I agree also.
So I think if we can consider that, I think the good news is if we have the committee maybe start surveying candidates to Councilman Molnar's perspective, we could have the study session scheduled if council so motions to do that, which will help us further dive into this discussion and make sure that we're thoroughly exploring any decision that we will ultimately make when the time is right.
I'd like to make a motion that we have a study session May 20th concerning that issue.
Let's check it out. Council, if you can pull up your calendars before we solidify date, I want to make sure that we have availability of our parties. Give me 1 second. I unfortunately cannot do the 20th, but I can do any other time that week, the 21st through the 24th.
I'll change my motion to the 21st.
We do have a planning commission meeting just to call out on the 21st. So maybe we,
A little earlier than that. Planning's not till 6.
6.
Maybe we could do 5.
do you want to do an earlier session on the 21st? Could be an option. Does that work for everybody's calendar? No? Doesn't work for yours?
How about the 22nd?
Can we do 22nd?
Nope.
No on the
Withdraw my
22nd?
motion.
Not me, I'm not able to, no.
23rd?
Yep.
Any objection to 23rd?
What time?
Say we shoot for 5 if that works for everybody, or earlier.
Yeah, I should be back by then.
Do 4:30 or 5 start
Let's
time?
stick with 5, yeah.
5, okay. Councilman Valentine, your motion, if you would be willing to revise that.
Yes, I'll revise it to May 23rd at 5 o'clock.
Any objections?
Second.
If not, we'd want a second for that?
Second.
Second by Molnar. All right, any discussion? Katie, call roll.
Mulnar,
Yes.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Cosmore,
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
This is fantastic. Council, I appreciate that. I like the idea of the study session. We can obviously explore candidates that we have coming up, like I mentioned, in the interim, have applicable discussions through the committee, but make sure that we have a broader discussion at that study session. Good call. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, so the study session is solidified, 5 PM on May 23rd. In the interim, committee will make sure that you're fed any applications or nominations that we receive in context of the broader discussion we will have. Any other questions on city administrator? I think it's very good to have clarity and to not have made a commitment that probably would not have paid off for the long term. So I like the right, not rushed philosophy that we're leading with here. Next topic is I want to be very transparent and let you know that we've had discussions related to dispatch. I just will say it bluntly. We want dispatch to stay dispatch in the city of Gibraltar. We do not want our dispatch to go anywhere. We've not had any discussion to entertain dispatch leaving Gibraltar. We've not had any discussion on the broader consolidation that's happening with other cities around dispatch. We want dispatch to stay in the city of Gibraltar. With that being said, we had a discussion, including council, Vince, chief. We had that meeting scheduled with one of our neighbors around exploring options to combine the dispatch across those two communities. Just want to be very transparent. No decision has been made, no discussions have been finalized, but I just want to be very transparent that we're exploring that dialogue. I think it'd be incredibly advantageous for both communities to allow us to keep dispatch in Gibraltar, play on the existing collaboration that's already happening with those two communities, and the financial benefit that will be achieved for both communities if we do pursue that path. So again, just in full transparency, we've informed our own dispatch and internal personnel. I know there's been public discussions that have had and will be had with that other community. Nothing has been finalized. Council will be privy to all information and obviously motion for guidance as they so please. But Chief, anything you'd like to add to that dialogue?
No, I just thought it was a great meeting.
It was a great meeting with a strong existing collaboration and a potential for the future, which I think both parties get to achieve their own objectives and wins from that discussion. So more to be had. Just want to be very transparent in where we stand with that topic. That closes my administrative updates. Any questions on administrative updates?
You need to touch on the city planner and the resident survey?
We're going to get there. That'll be in the later items. So for the administrator updates, that'll be item A is now closed. Item B is our city treasurer. I am really excited.
I got you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Councilman Valentine, did you have anything to add? Did you have anything to add? You want to add?
No, I'm
Oh.
sorry, I was confused with the,
Okay, great. I wanted to jump into our discussion around city treasurer. As you all know, just to kind of give the synopsis for how we're arriving at today's discussion. Today, we are now with Brian Arp, the treasurer, who has left that position effective May 1st. And I'll be summarizing, and I want to lean on the specific legal aspect of this. Unfortunately, when we looked at our charter is silent on filling the vacancy of the treasurer. But what it does contain is some language around other positions around an appointment window of 45 days for council upon a vacancy. So let's start there. Number two is that when we consulted our city attorney, given the silence on treasurer vacancy filling, and given the broader 45-day window of appointment for vacancies, state law would suggest that it would be appropriate for council to make an appointment to fill that city treasurer seat until the next election cycle. So I wanted to start there. That's how we got here. So Treasurer Arp resigns, silent charter on specifics of treasurer, but legal interpretation and other guidance on 45-day appointment window. Here we are. So with that being said, if you recall at our last council meeting, we had discussions on this topic and Katie was able to publicly post the vacancy. And I'm just really grateful because we received individuals that have put themselves forward, for which Katie has shared all that information this evening. So council, what you're sitting in front of you in your packet and in the previous email communications is individuals from our community, thank you, many of which are sitting in this room today, that have volunteered to be considered for the city of treasurer based on a council appointment until the next election publicly. What I'll say is a couple things, because this is council's motion to make. Number one, I want to make sure that to the extent possible, I love the discussion we have at council. And we're not going to agree on everything, and we have, each of us have a voting right to drive a decision for the future of Gibraltar. So let's start there. 7 votes on any topic, and we're allowed to disagree, number one. Number two is, when we think about the city treasurer, it's not a very significant workload and responsibility, but it's a very important role for the checks and balances of the financial trajectory of the city. So that's number two. Number three is, we talked a lot about city administrator hire. And what we said as a council was, we'd love, to the extent it's even possible, to achieve a pretty unanimous mindset to signal to that next candidate that we support their position. So what I'm here to say is, I'm gonna turn over to council. Council, this is your motion. I think we have several very qualified individuals that could serve as a city treasurer. What I want to say is, if council is not aligned, that's okay. But I want us to consider what signal that sends in regards to the support of a treasurer for our city, number one. And what council options are is to motion and vote for somebody to fill that seat this evening, to push this to the next meeting, which is on the 28th, or to consider option C, which is to say, if we're not aligned, let the public decide via a special election vote.
If I may.
Yeah, please.
I would like to have a motion for Rich Fonte as city treasurer. He's a distinguished gentleman, and he does a lot of work for our city. And I've been working with him, and I do believe he would be perfect for the job for the next 18 months.
And we have a second. Council, any discussion on Mr. Fonte being the next city
I didn't
treasurer?
even see his resume turned in. Did I miss that one?
I believe I saw his name on the original list of interested residents.
I never got a resume.
Yeah, but we were supposed to have, there was a motion we had made that they were supposed to fill out an application and
There's
the resume.
no requirement in our charter to submit a application, and I think we've seen Rich's body of work in the infrastructure meetings that he's been for, the committees that he's been in, the amount of time that he spent at public comment here, the amount of homework that he does financially related, the amount of passion that he has, I think is, kind of speaks for itself. So wholly supportive of Rich Fonte for the open treasurer position.
Well, I'd like to have seen him follow the same rules as the other people that we applied.
I believe he filled out an application the very first time around. I don't know.
If he did, I never saw it.
I never did.
I know our clerk, maybe you can speak to how that transpired. I believe he submitted information prior to the public posting and the other applications we received.
An email of interest, yeah.
Email.
So, City Attorney, do you have any perspective on just procedurally if there's any inconsistencies there to consider before this goes to a vote?
The recommendation would be in this type of situation, if he submitted timely, and I wasn't here for that vote and what the guidelines were on that initial vote, but if there was a process put in place for prospective candidates to apply, then I'd say if it's consistent with that process, then it could be under consideration. If it is not consistent, if there was a process established, then it's up to council to determine how they want to handle that situation. If they want to table it to review something, or however they want to handle it, it's up to council. But full transparency, wasn't a part of it when that resolution was passed, so for me to comment on the specifics of what it says, I'm kind of in a bad spot as well, so I'd have to look at that resolution to make a better decision on it.
So what I'm hearing is it's up to council, and council does motion and second for that.
Can we put it on the agenda for May 23rd as well? There's some additional
there's a motion.
conversation.
There's a motion on the floor, so the motion would ask then to table this for the 28th.
I'm gonna ask to table it.
But that's a discussion. Motion right now is to vote on Mr. Fonte for that position.
I'm going to ask to postpone it and put it on the agenda by May 23rd when we do the other study
Point of
session.
order, I don't think we can,
Yeah, so the vote would require us to proceed with a vote for Mr. Fonte in the treasurer position.
correct.
Look, I have nothing against Mr. Fonte. I think he's very qualified, but I think there's other people that we should consider as well and discuss.
If this doesn't pass, you get the opportunity to make a motion.
You're right.
I just asked that we consider the broader context that was discussed up front. So Katie, if you could please call roll.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
No.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
No.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Motion carried. Congratulations to Mr. Fonte. I think it's been a very strong expert mind present. I want to signal confidence in the decision that was just made, and so therefore, Mr. Fonte will be serving as city treasurer in the interim capacity until the public has an opportunity to voice their vote in the next election cycle.
If I may, there will be a swearing in, I presume, of the treasurer to formally have him.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Just want
We could do
to
that
clarify that point.
at the next council meeting or as soon as possible.
I think, let's think about that, council, since the next meeting is the 28th. I think it'd be appropriate to consider that swearing in, just so we have that seat filled formally as of the 28th.
I'm sorry, do we invite Judge Coleman Hessen again, or do we need to have that need?
I think we should offer the invitation, but maybe you can guide on if that's a hard requirement.
It's not, I believe the city clerk can handle that, but if whatever formality that the council wants to do, they're more than welcome to do so in this type of situation. So if you want a judge present and extend the invite, council can obviously do that.
I'm happy in-house if we're capable of doing that.
I think we should, the right thing to do is to signal the invitation, but obviously it's not a hard requirement if council has no objection to that. Katie, do you mind just reaching out just a notice to that individual, and then that way, if they want to join, they can? Great. Thank you, council, for the discussion, and I'm grateful that we have an individual in that seat. Obviously, we'll work closely with Amy on the finance director side to make sure we navigate the waters ahead, but somebody that's got expertise in budgetary considerations, somebody who's got passion, involvement in infrastructure and other projects in the city of Gibraltar. So thank you, council.
So then he'll need to resign from the infrastructure committee, correct?
Procedurally, let's take a look at that, and then we can bring that to the next meeting to make sure that we have any applicable resignations.
He could probably be the council liaison in place of me, and, as serving on that.
Good call, Councilwoman Cosmore.
Because we actually had a really good candidate that I was going to nominate, but she would be a good fill for the infrastructure committee.
Okay, well, there you go.
Civil engineer, so she's,
So let's make sure, I like that a lot. Let's make sure, and I think I'm aware of who you're considering, for which I do agree. So let's make sure that that's put in front of council. And then on the 28th, if there is the swearing in, then we can make the
See if she would
move
like to.
simultaneously, if we can have that offline conversation before then. That would be a great outcome to have one expert fill the seat of another expert, so thank you. Next item is going to be our item C. It's going to be our full year 2024-2025 budget presentation. I'm not going to walk through the presentation in its entirety again, because I did that at 5:30. So for anybody that wants to see the entirety of the presentation, know that that presentation was delivered. It's recorded online at our 5:30 public hearing. What I would, just for the sake of those that did not get to tune in, or will not tune in and are tuning in right now, it was a very productive budget process, and I think an evolution in the right direction for how we manage the budgetary cycles. What I'll say is a couple things just as highlights. Number one is we made some advancements on the process, and the process being finance director, internal revenue and expenditure forecasting, meeting with department heads, meeting with myself and our administrator, meeting with council. There were sessions held last week with council to deep dive on the budget presentation and underlying details. So I really like how thorough the process was, but there's still room for improvement. So we're going to have next January, council consider a timeline resolution so that we solidify that timeline, and then make sure that we have a public hearing in April, second meeting of April, according to the charter, as opposed to the public hearing the first meeting of May. So that's some advancements there. As far as guiding principles and objectives, all of which are critical, and I think we're exemplifying transparency, optimism and persistence in addressing professional service efficiencies and cost savings, which I think we've done very well. driving a reliable infrastructure focus for the city of Gibraltar and the long-term sustainability, which also leads to cost savings. Engaging our community and the experts in our community, I think that's absolutely critical in regards to all the residents that put their hands up and volunteer to bring their expertise and experience to help us make decisions that are informed and data-driven. Our employees and the engagement of them. We received $50,000 to as basically free grant money last week, which is a great news, that will allow us to take a look at our ordinance language so we can update some of it. It's a little bit maybe archaic. It needs to be looked at. So that's a big win. We've saved money. We got $210,000 back from Shuva. I just want to say this here for those that didn't already hear about it. The proposal on the table now, council's got to adopt the budget at the second meeting in May. We had to realize a water increase from Gliva, our partners, of 12 cents. The proposal is for the city to eat that increase and not pass it along to our residents. So we would pay as a city for that increase to not pass it on to the households in the city of Gibraltar. That's one. Two is the proposal is to give every house in the city of Gibraltar $25 off their water bill, with the only requirement being to fill out a survey that relates to your lead lines. As you know, we got a grant for lead line work. Our DPW is driving the assessment of lead lines, surveying of lead lines. So we want to give money back to our residents. We just ask that they complete the link with a photo and some basic information around the lead lines of their household. So that's what's on the proposed agenda for the budget, amongst many other projects and focus areas, but I wanted to call that out specifically. I think it's a great signal to our residents that when we save, we want you to save as well. The simple story is we're going to reduce our millage, specifically 0.2657 mill reduction. That's another great win for the city of Gibraltar. 4 out of the 5 line items in that millage history are proposed to be reduced. Our general fund is in a great equity position, so that's great news, but we got to be mindful of the millage limitations in the long term. So this millage reduction is a great signal. We got to always keep our mind on 5-year trajectory and make sure we manage that very carefully because there's not a lot of wiggle room on the upside. Our major and local street funds, we balance the operating budget for both, and we actually have some fund equity to consider. Our focus has been on bridges, as you know. We have a grant for the Horse Island Bridge. If we can rehab that bridge, we save money, and we can apply that money to roads or other needs. But the simple story is we have modest fund equity to consider for road improvements, because we all know that there's some need for improvement in our roads. And with 8 bridges and some in poor and critical condition, it's critical that we get to work on those. For the other bridge that needs to be prioritized, Middle Gibraltar over the Franklin Poet Drain, we put in a request with Senator and Congresswoman to get an ask of $3 million to cover that bridge project. Fingers crossed that comes through. I've met with Congresswoman and Senator as well as House representatives to lobby for that money, and I hope that we get it. But as you know, Congresswoman Dingell and Senator Peters did give us $1 million just recently for the water main on West Jefferson. Our DDA fund's in an extremely good position. We have money, we have a bond surplus, and we have existing funds. Coupled together, we have money to prioritize projects for downtown development. Some of the prioritized projects are HVAC, work that would obviously lead to savings with a more efficient system and the need for updating the system at a baseline, parking lots, and other improvements to our downtown development. So really excited about the money that's available. Our water and sewer fund, I already mentioned that. We're in good fund equity position. Again, we want to give some money back to our residents while retaining funds to continue to do work on capital improvements, meter replacements, sewer lining work, et cetera. Our pension funds are fully funded with very conservative assumptions, and our retiree healthcare is not funded, but it's a pay-as-you-go system. We have good fund balance in our general fund relative to our expenditures. We're thinking about a policy decision to establish thresholds so that we make sure we have a target to maintain fund balance relative to expenditures, again, setting us up for the long term. We have a couple highlights here just on proposed operating changes. We want to make sure that we have the right part-time position support for DPW, who's actually handling our lead surveys. So we're saving money and leveraging the grant for DPW to complete the lead survey line work. We're of a belief of highest best use for the resources we have, so we want to make sure that they have the part-time employees to take care of all the other city needs. I mentioned some of the money that we've earmarked or proposed to earmark to give money back to the households in regards to the water bills, as well as a city absorbing the increase that we had to just take. We have $15,000 allocated in support for our police department in the summer months. We want to make sure we have a lot going on. Music in the Park, 4th of July, so major milestone celebrations and holidays, coupled with increased activity in the city of Gibraltar anyways when it comes to summertime. So we want to make sure our police force is supported and have the right coverage to have the right work-life balance, hopefully in some capacity. Just grateful for your department chief. We got $50,000 for updating our zoning ordinance. I think that's a good win for the city of Gibraltar in regards to updating some of that language. We have money allocated, $10,000 to be specific, for some of the DDA programming and events focus. We have money allocated for Vince and his city administrator consulting capacity through the end of the year. We are anticipating an increase in solid waste and recycling services. We're exploring ways we manage vehicle and inventory there. We have money focused on upcoming projects. My last slide, and I'll close this discussion. $500,000 funding for additional sanitary sewer lining work. That sewer lining work paid off. We got $210,000 back, which allows us to give money to the residents and allows us to have money for the capital improvements we require moving forward. DDA project funding, I mentioned that. We have money available to do work downtown. I already mentioned Horse Island Bridge and the pursuit of funding federally for the Gibraltar Road Bridge. We're going to continue on the lead and copper grant work, and that money that Senator Peters and Congresswoman Dingell gave us in $1 million will be put towards our West Jefferson water main. So I'm just really proud of all those before us that did amazing work. I want a special shout out to our finance director, Amy. Amy, thank you so much for all the work you've done to put us in good financial health. I want to thank the previous administrations for making smart decisions in regards to sewer lining and other investments that are paying off today. I want to thank Vince for the expertise and experience you brought to the table in this process. And I want to thank council. I think we're on the right path and we're in a good position. And I think it's continued upward trajectory from here. So thank you all. And I just want to give a summary. If you want more detail, refer to the recording that was done at the public hearing at 5:30. Any questions on budget? Great. We'll have that on the agenda for consideration of council to adopt at the second meeting in May, 28th. Next topic is resident survey. Council, department heads, internal employees, I did send the survey via the electronic link. I want to just open up for discussion, and then I'll share some feedback I got. Council, any discussion? Department heads, any discussion on the survey that was sent out to you all via text earlier today?
I thought it was very well done.
You like it, Councilman Valentine? Okay.
It was short and sweet.
It is short and sweet. It is. Did you like it?
You shortened it, yes.
It was feedback that we all got, was to make it concise so that we get higher response rates. Anybody else have any feedback on the survey?
Other than what I had emailed you before about the Airbnbs, if we were going to include that or not.
I think I'd like council to consider that. So if you saw in the survey, short and sweet was the focus. But I think we got a couple things done that I'll comment on, but the Airbnb discussion.
Yeah, the reason I say that is because we've been talking about it, and if it goes on the survey, because I do ask around town when I go, and I ask everybody, and I got about half and half. Half wants them, half people don't. And I think, well, if we put it on the survey, let it out there, if it comes back with the survey, nobody wants it, then we're done, we don't have to deal with it anymore. But if it does come back where we have a lot of residents that want it, then we're gonna take a look, because we need to take a look at our ordinances anyway, that's out of date, that might be one we have to look, take back and look back. I mean, like we heard the people that was in here from the destination downriver, the people's looking, they're looking to come to Gibraltar. So, I mean, I think we should put it, I definitely put like a very limited amount, because, we don't want 20 Airbnbs, it might be like 5, you know what I mean? A small number, but I think this is one way to take the question away, put it on there, get over with it, be done with it, and if it's no, then it's no, we're not gonna deal with it anymore.
I think it's astute. I think, as Councilwoman Cosmore said, we want to get the perspective. We have a proposal that the short-term rental study committee had sent to you, so I want to make sure we circulate that with council. So what I would suggest is, so let's think about that. I can come back to council with a draft question and an updated link so that we can make a final decision on what council reacts to come the 28th. That's one topic. The second feedback I got, which I agree with, and I've actually already updated the survey link pending this discussion, was for the age assessment. We assess in brackets of age. The middle bracket was 18 to 64. I split that up into 2 categories. So now it's 18 to 41 and 42 to 64.
Yeah.
The concept was to just delineate those two so that we had more granularity there for age bracket. Any objection to that split?
No, because I think the younger ones, well, for me, it's a younger, you guys are younger. 40's younger, but there is a difference in what the age groups want. So we need to know what grade, what age grades they voted for that.
Perfect. And then the other thing I'm actually pulling up right now because I want to reflect Nathan's words. Nathan, if you're listening, shout out. Thank you so much for helping build this survey. Nathan's been phenomenal. For those that don't remember Nathan, he's a market research expert for municipalities amongst other areas and helped weigh in on the design of the survey to make sure this is not biased and expert-driven. Nathan's feedback was three things. Do you want to expand the middle age category, which we just discussed has been expanded? Can you do content validation on how many years you've lived in Gibraltar to make sure that no numbers or like 3-digit errors show up? So I'll make sure I take that. The third one was, for some of the later boxes, like what's the most positive aspects of Gibraltar or what's the least positive aspects of Gibraltar? He said to explore if you can do individual comment boxes. So meaning if somebody has 3 responses, they can use individual boxes. It makes it cleaner for the data analysis than like one comment box containing 3.
Yeah, then you have to go through and.
So I was gonna make those changes, just wanna bring it to council first. Any objection to any of those changes? Okay, so here's what we'll do then as a next step. Council seems to support, department heads seem to support the link as is. I think it's a great survey, short and sweet. We'll update it with the Airbnb proposal, just so that council can take a look at that. So that we get resident voice on Airbnbs. And then we'll update it with the comment boxes to delineate the different responses. So what I'd like to be in a position to do, and council, here's what I want your consideration, by the 28th, I'd like to be able to figure out if we're in a final place for planning distribution. And so in your next packet, I'll include the recommendations from Nathan. We also have our neighbors in Rockwood, if you saw, put out a QR code for a survey. So I'm gonna include that for you all if you haven't seen this. So on the 28th, you're gonna have the final survey, a neighbors survey, and distribution considerations. And I'd like to make that a discussion we can lock down the 28th. Any other comments on resident survey? Cool. Next item is our city planner. For those that are aware, and I included information in your packet, our city planner is currently Wade Trim, and has been. I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase on this one and just be transparent. I think it's time to make immediate step of change in regards to our city planner services. I'd like council today to consider notifying Wade Trim and our representative from Wade Trim of their immediate termination.
I want to interject.
Please.
If I could.
Yeah.
I don't see why we're not contacting Wade Trim about another planner within their organization, just as we have with McKenna when we've asked for personnel to be changed there. There's a current contract in hand,
Yep.
right? And that's my statements on it. I think we should reach out to that organization and ask for a replacement if that is who we're not happy with.
I think it's a great recommendation. It solves the position that I'd love to take with council today. So if that's the next step, I'm glad to reach out to Wade Trim to see alternate representation. I know we're also RFPing for those services, which will obviously inform the next step. And to your point, the contract window is 60-day notice. So we can have that discussion with Wade Trim if that's council's support in that pathway to look at additional representation from their firm and then parallel that with the RFP process. But I can come back with an update on the 28th if that sounds like a good plan for council. Great. So that'll be our direction. We'll reach out to Wade Trim and explore other personnel support options, and then I'll come back to council with a thought process for the 28th. Next item on your list, you'll see this in your packet, is for Vince as our interim city administrator. I'd like council's motion to approve the execution of this interim consulting agreement. You'll see the consulting agreement's been proposed. It's been put in front of our legal support here and our new city attorney. Simply put, the agreement allows us to have Vince obviously continue his full-time capacity until the end of May. And then starting June 1st, it would trigger Vince's part-time consulting capacity until the end of 2024. Finance director has already obviously worked with council and discussed this on the budget allocation. And so I would just like council's motion to execute the consulting agreement so that we have Vince's agreement covered to kick off following his close of his full-time position.
Motion to execute the consulting agreement with Vince Pastiu.
Okay, perfect. We have a motion. Second. Any discussion on this? Great. Katie, can you call roll for us?
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmer?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Molnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
One typo, I'm sorry, under services, under number 6, it says other duties assigned by mayor and city administrator, and I think that is meant to say city council.
he anticipated there might be a city administrator in place when that was drafted.
Got it, okay. Well,
But I think through,
Yeah, I think-
mayor and city council, I mean, to be honest with you,
yeah, I'm just making sure it's consistent with our charter, but I see up in the services, the original line item, or opening paragraph,
Yeah.
it says as requested
Mayor
by
and city.
mayor, city administrator, or city council, or their appropriate designees. So I just take back everything I said. Thank you very much.
Great. The last item on my report this evening is going to be related to Shuva. Committed to provide updates on our monthly flow meter reports from Shuva. Obviously, I look forward to being at the board meeting this Wednesday to be hopefully receiving that $210,000 and change check on the look back report. But the news for you today is that in the most recent report, our percent utilization did dial up. It went to 10.9%. That's an increase from the prior month report of 8.9%. So I just wanted to flag that for council. We're going to continue to share those flow meter reports to make sure that you have that information. Obviously, we feel very confident in the infrastructure work that's been done and the impact it's had to our percent utilization. We've been trending single digits for quite some time. This is the pop that we saw obviously in this last month, but we're going to keep a close eye on this. We'll continue to share the reports with council and look forward to getting that look back check, which obviously will be applied as we discussed earlier. Any questions on Shuva? Comments on Shuva? Great, that will conclude my report this evening, and I'd like to turn it over to council reports. The first council report is Councilman Valentine talks about Recreation Commission.
Yes, sir. We had our meeting May 7th. We approved the April 2nd meeting minutes. The first music in the park will be May 30th from 6 to 10, and that's going to be hosted by the Carlson High School National Music Honor Society. No alcohol will be served, but you can bring your own bottle. The rest of the dates are June 20th, July 11th, July 25th, August 8th, August 22nd, September 5th. There's been several donations from Crest Ford, Westland Car Care, Gibraltar Boatyard, Jeffries Company, DTE, and Michigan Cat. Sunseekers Boat Club will be hosting one of the events. That will be the Full Speed Ahead hosting one event. And, Sunseekers Boat Club is hosting one of the events. Full Speed Ahead is hosting one event. And DJ Scott is hosting one event. Gibraltar Road will have their beverage tent there. Music in the Park, August 28th, to be juggling. Gibraltar Rockwood Rotary, we sell popcorn, to be food trucks. 4 bounce houses from Bubba's Bounce House Bonanza. Gibraltar Rockwood Rotary donated $400. 4th of July, this will be our 60th year anniversary. It's going to be 3 days, July 3rd, July 4th, and July 5th. We're still looking for a Miss Gibraltar, so if you're interested, you must live in Gibraltar and between the ages of 13 and 18. Submission paperwork has been posted on Facebook, or you can obtain one from Recreation Commission Director Tammy Goris. It's going to be a Fall Fest dance, October 12th, under the pavilion, and there's going to be trunk or treat at school, but no date as yet. That's my report.
Thank you, Councilman Valentine. Appreciate the report. A lot of exciting things coming in the summertime. Council, any questions or comments for Councilman Valentine? All right, Councilwoman Cosmore, floor is yours.
Okay, for the ADW meeting is not until May 21st, so I'll have a report after that. For the 33rd District Court, the committee approved to repair the parking lot and sidewalk with a total of $263,065. And I don't know if you've been over to the courthouse lately, but that parking lot and sidewalks are horrible, so they're absolutely horrible. And they did take 3 bids, and they took the lowest of the 3 bids. It's Best Asphalt is who they is going to be doing the work. And the money was taken out of their budget, and there was enough, so that everything's go on that. Okay, and then for the Rotary, right now we have duck tickets on sale for $5 and the Sportsman's gift card raffle for $20. You could buy them from any Rotary member, and you can also purchase them in City Hall. The kayak sold out in 13 hours. The kayak race sold out in 13 hours.
Incredible.
So, and I do just want to warn people to beware of scammers, because I think just about every day one of them's been putting on the kayak page that they have tickets.
Absolutely.
Don't buy with them until you check with Mariah. And you can get a hold of her through the Rotary Facebook page. You can message her. And I know she is starting a list too of like people that want tickets. So if you happen to buy a ticket and can't use it, please get a hold of her also. Make sure you do it through there because we don't want you to get scammed. because that's the only way you're going to be able to get tickets. Let's see, is that everything for that? Yep, I think that's, and that's for the Rotary, same thing. We're always taking new members for the Rotary and for Kiwanis both. So if you want to join one, please come see us. Now for the Kiwanis, we're going to be taking part of, in the Rockwood Memorial Parade. I think just like we do here at the 4th of July, where we let the kids decorate, we supply everything for them to decorate their bikes, and they can ride with us through the parade if they want. We will be doing that for the Rockwood Parade, and they're going to be lining up on Lamont. I guess that's in Flat Rock. So that's where the bike decorating station will be. And we do ask that parents, if you bring your kids to do that and you want to ride along with Kiwanis, make sure you have a parent with them so that, when the parade's over, they'll be with you. Kiwanis will also be doing the 4th of July bingo this year. And we are also partnering with the firemen to put on a water safety course, June 15th. And you should be seeing that flyer come home as soon as it gets approved. And hopefully within the 2-3 days, it'll be going out. And that'll be for it'll be for ages like 5th to 8th grade. And we're hoping to teach them water safety, some things maybe in the boats, around boating and that kind of thing. So keep them safe this summer. And I also want to shout out to everybody, and for those who donated pet supplies with the Parsons Lighthouse Club. We finished that up. The whole back of my van is full, so I'll be dropping that off at one of the pet shelters this week. And that's it.
Thank you for all the great work across all fronts. Appreciate it. Any questions or comments for Councilwoman Cosmore?
Yeah, is the government day for the schools,
Oh, you know what? I wrote that down today. Government Day, Dorothy probably knows. It's
May 30th.
May 30th. I just wrote that down because I can come in the morning.
I'm
Need
excited.
help. Yeah, that's always fun to have the kids come in there. It is. It's pretty cool.
Such a great event. And,
Yeah.
and I know many support that activity. But looking forward to that. On the
Yeah,
30th.
I plan on, like I said, in the morning. I can come for the morning.
Anything you want to add on the government day? I know you've been very close to that for some time.
No, it's just May 30th it's in the morning, so I don't know, 8 o'clock to like noon, but different groups, 4 different groups of kids come through the museum, the council chambers, so you'll be doing something fun, right?
Yeah.
And then the fire department and the police department, and it's always a good time. And then they're escorted to the Dairy Queen for their free ice cream cone before they walk back to school. So it's always a great day. The kids have a great time.
Yeah, be ready for questions because those kids are smart, man. They'll keep you on your toes.
I love that. I can't wait. Thank you. If there's no further questions for Councilwoman Cosmore, I'll turn over to Councilwoman Wood to talk to us about beautification and historical museum.
Okay, I wrote everything down so I could remember all the details, so I'm going to read off of here. Keep Michigan Beautiful cleanup days are April through May. This had been started since 1965, and Gibraltar has always participated in this event. So in conjunction with KMB, our Beautification Commission had Cleanup Day Saturday. We focused the work around the Talbot Community Center grounds and the Boblo Pavilion area. There were a few volunteers. There were DPW workers, Bill and Jerry, and court workers from the 33rd District Court. And I would like to thank everyone for their help. It was a big job, and I think it looks great. So if everybody gets a chance, go check it out. I think everybody did a wonderful job over there. Also, we had a pizza lunch that was served with pizza from the Cottage Inn that's now open, and so that was good. We enjoyed that. And I would especially like to mention Pete Garr for cleaning up the Veterans Memorial. He weeded around all of the bricks, making it look respectful. Pete is retired, and I want to also mention this about Pete. He is retired from the Air National Guard, having served over 30 years with several tours to the Middle East. And I would like to also thank him for his service. He has been known to paint our bridge boxes, the cement planters. He's been volunteering a lot around the city, and we really appreciate him. So to kind of segue into my historical part of my report, Pete Garr's family history goes back to the Monroes, the sea captains and the shipbuilders from the late 1800s. So his family goes way back. And so we really appreciate Pete. On the historical museum note, I have a few more people I want to thank that had contributed to the museum. Bruce Johnson has always been our genealogist, and he does a great job, very quick turnaround with him. And Warren Heyer, who actually grew up in the Hall farmhouse. And he has donated quite a few items and photos as well as stories since we've been open. There are many others that have donated their items, pictures, and stories about Gibraltar as well. So if you have been a longtime resident here, you probably have items or photos from the past. I'm trying to read my own writing, so that's bad. From the past that we can scan your photos, you don't have to give them up. Everything in the museum has been donated by residents and people that live here or people that know something about Gibraltar. We have not purchased anything but a few cabinets, and even some of the cabinets have been donated from the local bait shops. So we've had all kinds of donations. And let me see, our 12th anniversary went well. We had a few new people. Rick's neighbors showed up, and a few regulars. So we have had visitors every day we've been open since in these past 12 years. We've never not had somebody show up. And that's great for a very small museum.
It's a reflection of you and all the individuals that created what we have, so thank you.
All the individuals, yes. That's why I want to make sure everybody's getting thanked for everything.
It's very, very kind of you, and it's amazing what we have there, so thank you so much. Any questions for Councilwoman Wood? Comments? Councilman Cox, take us to the.
It's so
planning.
tough to follow Councilwoman Wood that I have no report at this meeting. We have the next one.
Short and sweet. Any questions for Councilman Cox? Appreciate you for the service on the planning DDA. Councilman McNabb, talk to us about the wonderful waterways.
Well, at this point right now, I'm discussing with Commissioner Garza. He promised me at the end of this month, we will find out where we are with our aquatic weed harvester. I had our first meeting with the Waterways Commission on Thursday with the gentleman, and it seems that we have 2 applicants that are going to be much younger who live in Gibraltar. Hope to see them, and I don't have any minutes for the meeting at this point, but that's where we're at, and hopefully we can get some more people involved and get them on board.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Any questions for Councilman McNabb on waterways? I saw some of the county individuals at the DCC meeting and pushed and was assured that they're all over the procurement. So
Yeah.
it sounds like we're on track.
Yep, they had to have 3 RFPs for it, and they have, the procurement in Wayne County is really fast, as we know.
Yeah, precisely. Well said.
I'm happy it's happening. I'm
Yeah, just
grateful.
to the residents, Councilman McNabb's been working closely with the experts to get us the new weed harvester. So we're really excited. We've told the county that have experts to know what the procurement specs should look like, and that we as a city would love to house the weed harvester to make sure that we can use it. And obviously, it's supporting broader efforts in communities. But thank you for all the work you've done on that.
Thank you.
Any questions for Councilman McNabb? Last but not least, Councilman Molnar.
Thank you, Mayor Schumate. My only item that I'd like to mention is there's a run and kayak race on Saturday, June 8th. It's the 6th annual Captain Jim's Paddle for a Cure. And hope that we get some residents that to sign up and be interested. Should be a fun time. We've had pretty good turnout the last couple times and expect to have another good turnout this year. So I have some flyers here, and hopefully we will have another good event.
Awesome. Any questions for Councilman Molnar? All right, that'll close our council reports, and we.
Can I mention something real quick?
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
please.
I forgot something, sorry.
Please, yeah.
Sorry. And this is a new project that the First Congregational Church over here and the Rotary are partnering with and doing a community garden. And the Rotary bought the gardens that stand up, so they'll be, up high. But they're going to be asking people who like to garden to come and all the food and produce that'll be grown will be put back to the food cupboard. So if you like to garden, if you'd like to do that kind of stuff, and like to weed or water, please show up and go over there and work on that. And they're still going to have the share table again this year, where if you grow too many tomatoes, you can drop them off there, and if there's some cucumbers, you take them back home with you. So they are going to still have that, but the gardens, the stuff grown in the gardens will go towards the food cupboard. So, like I said, if anybody likes that, make sure you just let the church know they'll be doing it. And And I know they're still taking donations, like if you have dirt or flowers, or if you have extra plants left over, extra tomato plants or whatever, please let them know and they'll use those.
Thank you so much. Good call. Any questions on that? Parks and Recreation Director Goris, we have slid you up higher in the agenda, and
Thank you
welcome to the
very
podium.
much. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Senior Olympic registration has opened up. From August 12th to the 16th is the Senior Olympics. If anybody would like to join, you have to be 55 years of age and older. The deadline to sign up is June 30th. We're also looking for Mr. Gibraltar still, as Pat mentioned. Our baseball season has started, so please be careful going around the Gibraltar Community Center. Our fields are only used for mini marauders. We do not rent out our fields. I've had a couple phone calls tonight while sitting here that people are on our fields that are not supposed to be. I'm directing them to you. Okay. Rental season's also starting for graduations, weddings. We just had a big wedding this weekend. He mentioned the Music in the Park, May 30th, 4th of July, Mr. Gibraltar. And that's it. That's it.
Council, any questions for?
Does that mean nobody can use the baseball field other than them?
We do not rent them out. If they're using them for practice, mini marauders use them. So if they show up and there's a travel team there, they have to go.
But if we want to go out there and play catch,
You can do that as long as they're not there practicing.
Roger.
Yep, we had a pavilion rental, and they used the baseball fields for a game, a family game, so, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Next up on our list is our new city attorney.
Thank you all again. Looking forward to working in the community, and no report from the city attorney is a good report, so I have nothing at this time.
We appreciate that. Welcome again.
Yeah.
I'd like to then turn it over to our interim city administrator. Vince, floor is yours. I know you got a few items for us.
Thank you, Mayor. First item, asking council to adopt a resolution eliminating unnecessary accounting funds. There's been, over the years, a number of pronouncements from the Government Accounting Standards Board related to governmental accounting, and it just as a means of cleaning up, our account structure. And it also, because they're self-balancing sets of accounts, our auditors have to spend more time and cost associated with it. And ultimately, each and every one of the four that we're recommending to close and are recorded in the general fund when you see your annual audit. So the point of it is that it would be a cleanup and it'll closer reflect what the audit statement at the end. So the four funds are Fund 106, which is the fire escrow. That's a 15% of insurance proceeds that the city holds in escrow until the owner has brought the property back to code for occupancy or demolished, and along with the site restoration. Again, the recommendation is to move that from a separate fund to be recorded in the general fund, and it's basically a balance sheet account. It does not hit the budget in any way. We hold the money until it can be released upon issuance of a certificate of occupancy or a satisfaction of the site restoration and demolition. The other is Fund 245, Revenue Sharing Fund. Right now, it's got a balance of $293,000. There is no statutory or regulatory purpose for this fund, nor does it really serve any management purpose. And again, it gets rolled into the general fund as well. The other is Fund 7. Next one is Fund 732. Police Severance Fund records the accrued liability for vacation and sick leave payouts upon separation of employment. Again, this is a balance sheet referenced, the balance is referenced in the audit footnotes. The cash balance will be transferred to the general fund, and the vacation and sick leave payout would be recorded as an assigned fund balance. The balance will be, as of May 1, was just a small amount, a little over $103. The DPW severance payout fund 734, very similar. That one has 55,232, and again, would be moved to the general fund and again, recorded as an assigned fund balance. The significance of it is this liability as well would be, upon this action, would be reflected as being fully funded. So when we went and talked about their condition with other liabilities that they have, we're basically down to the retiree health care is the one that's, the only one left that's not fully funded. So Finance Director Amy and I met with our auditors with Plant Moran. They concurred that this would be a good recommendation to go forward to clean it up a little bit. So with that, we're asking council to adopt the resolution that, closes these funds and then moves the balances as indicated into the general fund. Questions?
Awesome. I think it's just yet another partnership with you and Amy that led to what is minor savings, but savings in optimizing our finances. So thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Vince, we looking for a motion? Yep.
Make the motion.
Second.
Second by Valentine. Any discussion?
My only question, Amy, was there anything from a historical record keeping that we should be cognizant of on these, to your knowledge?
Nope, they just all kind of got rolled into the general fund, so I had to repeatedly explain to all council that this is in the general fund in your audit. You see this in your budget, but it all gets rolled into this for the audit.
Okay, so nothing we were keeping track of from, cool, yeah, that's all I got, thank you.
Katie, could you call roll? Oh, sorry, Councilwoman Wood?
I just have a question for Amy. So when you put everything into the general fund, you know how everybody feels about that. So we had the land fund account, which is supposed to be, or it's considered a savings account. That gets put into general fund, so, correct?
Yes, and our audit, that also gets lumped into general fund, correct?
Okay, so how do we know, like, how much we have in our so-called savings account?
I have that accounted for separately. That account isn't getting rolled in, for one. And I do have that one accounted for separately for when I invest the funds for it as
Okay.
well.
Okay, I just wanted to know if it was separated somehow. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the balance in there is what, 482,000? So.
It's close to 500.
Yeah, I think what Amy gave me as of May 1st, it was 482,000.
Yeah.
Was in that fund.
And that one, we aren't proposing
No,
to do that with.
not at this time.
Awesome. Good questions. Any other discussion items from council? Katie, can you call roll, please?
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Great. Motion carried. Back to you, Vince.
Next item is asking for city council formal approval of a professional service agreement with Collins Engineering to conduct bridge inspections years 2024 through 2026. The financials associated with it are consistent with what was presented to the council when they approved Collins Engineering back March 11th. We went through and worked some of the details with the professional service agreement. I did send it a week ago to the city attorney and just had a small question or comment related to one provision with it. So other than that, I'm fine with recommending approval of it.
There's been a lot of thorough discussions and meetings on this topic. Obviously, we're trusting our experts in regards to their involvement. Thank you to some of those that are sitting in the room today for their involvement in doing so. Council motion will be in your court.
Motion to approve the proposed action, approves a professional service agreement with Collins Engineering to conduct bridge inspections for the 24 through 26.
Second.
Second by Cosmore. Council, any discussion on this item?
Yes, I see that I recall from reading these proposals that Collins only quoted the 2024 year.
Yep, and that's reflected in there.
Right, I see that this is only the fiscal year 24, 25, and there's a note that says the details of the agreement were discussed at a March 11th meeting, including the 2025, 2026 inspection cost will be determined in the future. So I did not read all of the agreement that was proposed, but if you,
I'm comfortable that it's stated in one of the tables that to be determined with those costs for 2025 and 26. If that's what you're referencing.
do we have a hard cost, or
No.
do we have a range? Do we have?
Well, they gave us a breakdown on the there's like 6 elements to different bridge inspections, and they did provide us something with their proposal. And my comment was back on March 11th, you know, if they go off the rails, you have a termination clause.
Yeah.
So they're gonna stay within reason, and so.
So there's nothing in here that triggers us to, you know, we're not gonna get hit with, you know, the quote-unquote change order.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, we're all comfortable with it?
I recall that discussion, and to your point, like the 1 year and the risk of year 2 and 3, but the discussion was the termination agreement protects us.
The other thing with it, you know, when I went through it, you know, before City Attorney came on board was, there was language in there about discretion for them to subcontract. I said, well, this one specifically, we're hiring you guys because you're gonna get in the water and do it yourself. And the language was changed so that it said, with any, you can subcontract some of the work, but it has to be with the consent of the city. And so, and then the other was just, you know, the governing court system was Illinois. I said, it doesn't work here. So we'll fix that. But by and large, I'm comfortable with, you know, the contract representing what was discussed when we approved them back on March 11th.
Great.
Good push. Any other discussion? Katie, can you please call roll?
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmer?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Molnar,
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Back to you, Vince.
Where am I at?
Item C, solid waste.
Okay. This is just putting in the packet, and I'm not requesting any action, but if you want to make a motion just to approve the addendum number 1 related to the RFP. One of the more significant ones was extending the date. There's a number of contracts out there, so it was moved from June 4th to, or from May 24th to June 4th. The reality of it is, council wouldn't see it until the next regular meeting, the following, I think, June 10th. So, and you have 3 contractors that showed up at the pre-bid meeting. You had Priority, Stevens Disposal, and you had GFL. All of them are pretty large, reputable firms capable of performing the services that were specified in the RFP. So with that, I think in a lot of cases, each of them have a little bit of flexibility on a couple items, but the rest of it was clarification. Informative for me. We had staff there. I understand I had the provision in there that, you know, collecting Christmas trees, and I was told they just disappear here in Gibraltar. And you don't need to know where they go. So as a result, that was removed from the proposal. But other than that, just more informed with council, and just if you want to make a motion, fine. If not, we'll just proceed with it as well.
I appreciate all the background. It sounds like a motion's not required, but council, if you so chose, a motion would be in order just to shift that timeline according to what Vince has described to you today.
If a motion's required, if it's
That's
not.
fine. It's not, but you can, if you want to, I'm fine with that too, so.
I don't see the need to.
Okay.
No unnecessary motions required.
Yes.
Let's let you move on to item D unless there's any questions for council related to that topic.
In advance of it, I probably will try and schedule a meeting with Mr. McNabb and Mr. Cox the following day after they come in, just to review them. I know you're on the committee with it as well. Mayor as well, you're on there as well? Yeah, okay. So,
awesome. Back to you, Vince.
Last item that I have under my report is just authorization to hire a part-time seasonal employee for the Public Works Department, be Matthew Sanchez for the department.
Motion to hire Matthew Sanchez.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second by Cox. Only discussion, just to be transparent. I know, Chief, thank you for doing the background checks. I know we've implemented those, and I just appreciate you and the department for supporting that. And obviously, we lean on the applications received and Bill and team's recommendations that arrive here in collaboration with Vince. Katie, please call roll if there's no further discussion.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
I will follow up with Chief Kane just to make sure he's communicating with broader applicants as it relates to these decisions. All right, anything else from you, Vince?
Nope.
Can I answer a question?
Please.
I had asked you today about the attorney bills and the details.
Yep.
So, I mean, since we have the gentleman here, do you want me to ask, or?
I'll just give you an explanation, inquiring about, in the past, there'll be less detail, which is, you have a retainer for the services, both serving counsel as well as the prosecution end of it. I think it's $7,500 per month. And one of the things, Councilmember Wood was talking, well, we don't know about cases, and I think I briefly mentioned it to city attorney. Just, he's probably had the same experience of having quarterly litigation updates for council. You just go into closed session, you got to specify which case you're going into,
Right.
but that way you stay current as to where you're at with the various cases, whether in some cases our insurance carrier may be the primary handling litigation, but the city attorney is still very involved with understanding that. So that's the explanation I gave council member this afternoon.
So there is a way to get a report if we chose to do so. I mean, I realize I'm not the police department and need to know all this information, but if you have cases out there or things that are closed or open, wouldn't you want to be kept up to date on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I'm assuming I'm gonna put words in your mouth, but maybe we can discuss the best way to make sure we have a readout for council on ongoing activities and let you comment there.
Yeah, if there's ongoing litigation, which we do have one presently that I'm involved with now, I will provide you with status updates, especially when they're required or if you have to make a decision as council related to those. So that'd be the best way to do it. Quarterly basis is fine. The one pending is not very active, so to have a closed session just to discuss where it stands, it wouldn't make sense at this time. But obviously, if there's something that requires a closed session, I would request that we have a closed session discussion.
Okay, it's just that I know that we're doing this as a total, and that's fine, but we didn't know, I mean, what's out there, what's open, what's not, so that's
Yeah,
why I asked.
That's
Okay.
perfect. I appreciate you raising that, and we can work together to figure out what works best for quarterly kind of visibility.
Sounds good?
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments? Well, Clerk Tomasic, floor is yours.
All right, thank you. I have one item tonight, and it's the second reading, and then consideration to adopt ordinance number 422, which was updates to the M1, M2, and M3 zoning districts. The first reading was on April 8th, 2024, and then prior to our last meeting on April 22nd, city administration highlighted to council heavy industrial permitted uses in the proposed M1 and M2 districts. In the text, it didn't align with council or the planning commission's intentions, and as a result, council didn't take action on a second reading of the ordinance or a motion to adopt it at our last meeting. However, the attached zoning ordinance text amendment highlights and strikes through the heavy industrial uses that were discussed for removal at that last meeting. Vince can talk more on those amendments. However, I'm looking for a motion to do the second reading by title only of ordinance number 422.
Council motion be in order. Katie, I think it's a good backdrop. Obviously, glad those changes were caught and made. So thank you. And I think this now, Rick, I'd love any thought you have, but aligns with the direction that was given via planning and council discussions.
So even though we made a motion like for the original way it was written, Do we still do it like the second, or do we start over again?
That was going to be my question too. Procedurally, are we dotting our i's and crossing our t's to make sure that we're not opening ourselves up to any issues by not starting over with the first reading?
No, you can do a second as modified and as proposed to you.
modified.
Because the first was done incomplete, there's a change, that's why the first is done, so if there's any changes that could occur. And now this would be the second with the changes that are in front of you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Motion in order for council on a second reading.
I'll make a motion with, as modified.
Motion is modified by Cosmore. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Council, any discussion? Katie, please call roll.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
All right, second reading by title only. Ordinance number 422. An ordinance repealing and readopting the following articles of Chapter 24 zoning of the Code of Ordinances, City of Gibraltar, Michigan, as recommended by the Planning Commission. Article 2, definitions. Article 3, district regulations. Article 4, general provisions. Article 11, M1 light manufacturing districts. Article, wait, the first one was Article 21, sorry. Article 22, M2, general manufacturing districts. Article 23, M3, heavy industrial districts. Article 32, changes and amendments for the purpose of creating a new M2 district titled General Manufacturing Districts and eliminating the existing M3 district titled Heavy Manufacturing Districts in the city of Gibraltar.
Thank you so much, Katie.
Thank you. And then subsequently, we would need a motion to adopt and publish ordinance number 422. Per section 7.3 of our charter, the effective date of all ordinances shall be prescribed therein the ordinance, but the effective date shall not be earlier than 10 days after enactment, nor before publication thereof. So if it's adopted at this meeting, the ordinance will be published this Sunday, May 19th, and therefore effective on May 23rd. So I need a motion to adopt and publish ordinance number 422.
Motion to adopt and publish.
By Cox, second by Cosmore. Any discussion? Katie,
If I may, just,
Please.
in the ordinance as it was read, I don't know if it was clean enough that we're also adopting the map itself. Because that is part of the text, but also the map. And I can't remember if there was anything in there that adopted the map that went along with the text.
In the
Or if
ordinance
it's even in
language.
the ordinance, I'm sorry to bring it up at this moment, but
For the zoning map?
yeah.
Section 44-48 zoning map.
Okay, so it's in the text. Gotcha.
Fantastic.
Wonderful, thank you.
thank you for double checking. Any further discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. And then our citywide garage sales this weekend, May 17th through the 19th. If you want to get on the map last minute, come up to City Hall and let us know. Gibraltar will be a little busier this weekend, so just be safe out there. And that's all I got.
Thank you so much, Katie. Appreciate it. Any other questions or comments for Katie? Well, no report from the treasurer this evening, but I just again want to thank the applicants that put themselves forward and all of the individuals that have been raising their hands to contribute to the city of Gibraltar, and congratulate Mr. Fonte on your appointment for that interim capacity until our next public election, for which the residents can speak. And I will now turn it over to our finance director, Amy.
I just want to thank everybody for sending me to that conference. I learned a lot of new things and will be applying them to my position as always. And I really appreciate it again that you guys sent me so that I had the ability to go and learn everything. Also, I just want to reiterate, if you guys have any questions about the budget or anything like that, it will be getting adopted at the May meeting, and then we'll be going over the final revisions for our current budget in June before we have year end and all of that stuff. So that's all I got.
Yeah, and thank you again, Amy, for all the great work on the budget cycle. I'm really excited about the next meeting to pursue the adoption, so thank you. congratulations on your conference. And I love the networking and learnings. Any questions for Finance Director Amy? All right, Chief Tangway is going to be double duty, so we're going to have the floor to you for both your section and representation of Fire Chief Kane.
I'll move it along fastly. First, I want to say it's a day late, but happy Mother's Day to all the mothers yesterday. Appreciate everyone and all their work they do, especially our employees that had to take time away and miss that day. So thank you to them. In front of the council tonight is the police activity report from April 17th to May 6th. We had 274 calls for service, 37 police reports, 33 tickets, 7 arrests, 3 SRO investigations, 7 Detective Bureau investigations, and 5 ordinance. News for the month of April, Sergeant Trush has finished week 4 of Staff and Command. He has 5 weeks left, so we're looking forward to his graduation in October. Police Department dispatch overtime report is in front of you for review, showing a reduction in officer overtime and also in dispatch overtime slightly. 33rd District fines and costs report is there for review for March. They're running a little behind getting us our reports, but you know, they brought in March and it shows that we budget $6,850 to pay each month to the court, and this month we paid the court $2,880, so we're significantly down there. Records Bureau activity report is also there, ticket statistics, fire department payroll for April, along with for April 24 and April 23 for review, and also all employee payroll there for review. And that's it for the police department public safety report. I can go to fire if you'd like.
Yeah, Chief, really appreciate everything you're doing. Council, any questions for Chief on what he just reviewed? Obviously, just one note is the fire payroll is included, obviously, in every council packet now, so that you have visibility to that. As our Director of Public Safety, I just want to thank you, and obviously Chief Kane and our entire department for working so effectively to make sure we're supporting the personnel, improving processes, and having disclosures for council. So thank you.
Welcome. Moving on to the fire department report, unfortunately, Chief Kane got called away for some emergency, so I'm going to handle his report. He submitted a report from April 25th to May 9th, showing 26 calls for service, 23 were rescues, 2 were fires, 2 for mutual aids assisting Rockwood, and 1 auto aid assisting Huron. They also received a letter from a local business referencing a fire that was put out. It was a boat fire, and that letter talked about a good job they did, and that was shared with all staff, and we appreciate the work they did on that, and also have some improvements that came from that email suggestion. So that was a great opportunity to open some dialogue with the business that sent us the letter. He listed some upcoming events. May 29th is Bike to School for Parsons. Police Department and Fire Department will be supporting that. They usually leave from 2 to 3 different locations, and we follow them to school. He did have some a little more detail on Government Day. So on May 30th, Government Day, the students arrive here at 9:20 to 9:30. Rotations start at 9:30, and they're 30-minute times, so they go 9:30 to 10, 10 to 10:30, and so on, up until 11:30 when they have lunch. And then after 11:30, they will walk to, as Ms. Woods said, they will walk down to Dairy Queen, where the Fire Department Association has paid for their ice cream. And then on June 10th is also Field Day at Parsons. A lot of activity out there on that day. The fire department usually partakes out there. And then I believe we also mentioned the 15th is you're working on Water Safety Day with the fire department. And that's the end of his report.
Thank you so much, Chief, for representing. Any questions for Chief on both fronts? Appreciate all you're doing. With that being said, we'll move on. There is no unfinished business this evening, unless there's anything to be discussed there. No new business this evening, unless there's anything to discuss there. No tabled and referred items. There's nothing to discuss, so we'd love to turn it back to our members of public. Right now, we have our public comment. We'd love to hear from members of public. If you have any comments for us this evening.
Dennis Bosmer, 29775 Point Drive. Chief Tangway, thank you personally for your astute actions. Whenever I contacted your dispatchers, first and foremost, they're professional, courteous, whether it was 1 o'clock in the morning I was getting woken up or 3 o'clock in the morning. There was times I handled myself as professionally as I could as a human being, as a resident, and didn't call the cops every time. But Most people don't like interactions with law enforcement. I was on that side of the fence too, and you don't get thanked enough, I don't think, when things are done correctly and officially and professionally. So really, honestly, thank you. And yeah, so I want to thank the dispatchers and just being there 24 hours in our city. I like the thought that you have, is keep it in our town. You know, it's wonderful to have and peace of mind. So thank you. That's it. Thanks.
I will absolutely echo that. Thank you for the comments there. I appreciate that a lot.
Hello, Jeff Miner, 380-659 Island Drive. So I'm here representing Cottage Inn.
Yes.
I really appreciate the support that Gibraltar has given. In the first week, it's been absolutely crazy, but we're, honestly, the better is the residents and the children that are able to work there. So I have from 15 to 18, actually all the way to like 23. So the community has been great. I really appreciate the patience, right? It's training new team, but I really appreciate it. And we are offering, if, I don't know if you guys know this, senior citizens discount to 15% and all city officials at 15%. So just let them know when you walk in and we'll take care of you. And then hopefully I'll be doing some more things here, fundraisers. I did support the charter, chief charters, and stuff like that too as well.
Jeff, thank you for your investment in Gibraltar and appreciate you for putting on employment-wise.
Appreciate it.
Jeff, I just tested your app about 5 minutes ago, sitting here. Just, I got to get dinner home tonight.
Yes.
It works, so.
Thank you. So remind them though, right? So they know
I'm not
who you
reminding
are.
them, you're good.
Go in.
It's been really good, and it's been a great addition. The passion that Jeff and his team is putting forth is very evident. It's only been a week and a half, but the several months that have led up to it with the upgrades that he's done to the facilities and the program that he's got going there, this is a pretty super awesome addition to our community that we'll appreciate for time to come. Thank you.
Again, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff. And is there any further public comment this evening? Love to hear from you. Well, I'm going to go ahead then. If there's no further public comment, close out public comment. I just want to say, council, department heads, public, thank you for a really constructive meeting, addressing a lot of topics that were needed to be addressed. And with that, I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion by McNabb. Is there a second?
Second.
Ooh, second by Wood. We'll give you that one. Katie, can you please call roll?
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine? Yes. Wood? Yes. Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.